guys, it's Michelle from Women Who Wow, and I'm coming to you guys completely barefaced because I don't want to put on makeup and have to take it off again, and I am excited to have this time with you. I want to tell you a little bit about what's going to go on this week, and so I decided that I would begin doing daily live streams for this week. However, I'm traveling this week, and so I might not, I can't like have a schedule of like when I'm going to show up, but I sent out a mass email to my list asking people who are not Women Who Wow members, and some Women Who Wow members responded, but asking people who are not Women Who Wow members, like, what's going on in your business and how can I help? Like, what questions do you have? If I were to coach you one-on-one, like, what would you want me, what would you want to hear from me? And I got a lot of responses, and I decided to do these like just live streams just to kind of have a conversation with you. And tonight we're talking about the myriad of creative ways in which women entrepreneurs find to not make money in their business. And I decided to just like do these off the cuff, and because this is like what I do, right? I help women entrepreneurs make money on their own terms. And so the whole not making money thing in your business is definitely something that I can help you with. And so we're going to start right there tonight. I'm not going to take that. We have a lot planned for this week, just as a community. However, I'm not going to, I'm going to start kind of with the broad stroke, like just addressing the issue of, I love what I do. I'm amazing at what I do, but I'm not making the money that I want to make. So if you guys know of people who should be hearing this, who want to make more money in their business, who are kind of feeling like they're spinning their wheels, definitely share this video wherever you want to share it. Tell your friends about it, because it really is going to hopefully expose some things that you could be doing just differently, small little shifts that you can do to make more money in your business. And this is across the board in every industry. So if you'll forgive my bare face, we're going to get right down to work. So when you are not making the money that you want to make in your business, and I don't have notes for this like I normally do, I'm kind of a note taker and stuff, but I figure this is what I do all day, every day, and so I want to make sure that I just come to you guys fresh. And so the first question I've got to ask you, and you guys can definitely put your own questions in the comments, or comment on what I'm saying, ask a specific question, whatever it is, and I'll definitely answer those as I go. So hey, Janet, I'm super excited for you to catch me live. That grandbaby of yours is just to die for. I'm so excited for you guys. The first question I ask anybody who's saying they do not make enough money in their business, the first question I got to ask is, are you actually selling, right? Because somewhere along the way, we started mixing up what selling is. All of a sudden it became like a convoluted sort of thing, right? We started thinking of it as like, well, I blog every day, or I'm on social media every day, and I'm sharing this every day. And so, but my question remains, are you actually selling? Right? Because that makes a big difference. Are you selling? And that means, are you actually going toe to toe and nose to nose and inviting people to buy from you? Now, the thing is, I can actually show up, not that I would because I don't do this, but like I could show up in person for a coffee date, and I could do that 3 times in a row, and I could hope to sell like coaching services or whatever. And what happens is men don't do this. Men network as an excuse to like exchange money. Right? Women network, and we bring a lot of like weirdness into it. Like we want to like, what are you doing? Like, what's your purpose of this networking? Oh, just get to know each other, things like that, right? So we convolute the process. So let me tell you, so you can have many meetings, phone calls, emails, or whatever with somebody, and you're talking about the work that you do. Right? You're talking about it. You're talking about your next offer or your product or your lipstick or whatever. You're talking about it. And somebody says, oh my God, that sounds amazing. But you never actually say, let's do it, right? Like, so if you're not making money, you've got to ask yourself, are you actually selling? Are you inviting people via words to buy from you? Are you inviting them in, right? And so when you're not, then obviously that's the first place you've got to start. If you can say I am selling, but you can't tell me 10 people that you invited to buy from you, I'm not saying marketed your brand to. I'm not saying had a conversation about what you do. I'm saying, can you tell me 10 people that you invited to buy from you in the last week? When you become a Women Who Wow member, I really like for you to invite 10 people a day to buy from you, right? So, and 30 if you're in launch mode. So 10 people a week. If you can't tell me 10 individual people that you are waiting on them to come back and tell you whether they're a yes or a no, then you've got some work to do in that area. So that's the one of the ways that we avoid making money is we don't ask anybody to buy from us. Number 2, can you rattle off quickly? I actually wrote an article about this today, but can you rattle off quickly what you're doing, what actions you're taking, what systems you're counting on, what habits you're depending on to both get in front of new people and sell to them? This is business. It's not ministry or nonprofit or anything else, right? So when you are having an income problem, then I want to look at whether you're selling, because that selling is the only way we make money. And when you have a quick focus on selling, then you make more money. We get those bills covered, and then we can go into deeper stuff. But when we get there, can you easily tell me what you're depending on? Like if you're saying, I don't have the money, and I say to you, as I would, what are you doing to make the money? Right? Like what are you depending on to bring people into your world and then convert them to clients, patients, customers, whatever, right? And if you cannot tell me what you're depending on, right? I depend on content marketing with a direct response approach, conversations. Now, these are digital. I don't do one-on-one sales conversations anymore, but I still am in regular conversation with my market, and consistency. These are things I bet on, count on, literally bank on every day of the week to make my income what it needs to be. So can you rattle off what you're doing? If you cannot, then I want to make sure that you message me. If you are already a Women Who Wow member and you find yourself in this position, the 7 Systems training is an amazing training for you. It is waiting for you on the membership site, so you might want to start there. But if you want more money, sell and make sure you know what you're depending on, right? A lot of times we stay busy and we are blogging or posting, inspiring quotes on Instagram or whatever it is, right? But we don't really know. It's like, well, if you say I'm in business and it's not working, I'm not making the money, I want to go back to it. What is not working, right? And you should be able to give me a list of things that you're doing and what is behind them and what the strategy is. It doesn't have to be complex. I don't think it should be complex. It just needs to be, here's what I'm banking on, right? So the other way that I found that women entrepreneurs, make it hard to get money is we confuse doing the work and planning the work, right? So, and I've been this way myself. I actually had to make like a rule, like a personal policy in my life that for every hour of reading and learning about business, I would do an hour of actually doing business, actually employing what I learned. And because I realized I was bloated with information, but not income. And I wanted it to be not that way. And so when you think about all that you're doing, like right now, a lot of times when I ask people, what are they doing in their business? Because they are not making the money they want. They're in prep mode. They're in planning mode for sometimes months, right? I don't know where their bills are getting paid, but like they're in prep mode all the time. They're planning, but they're not doing, right? And so if you're always behind the curtain in prep mode, you only get paid on the stage, right? So you got to get out onto the stage. You got to launch something. So so if you're planning more than you're doing, then that's a reason that you are not making the money that you want to make. Right? The other thing too, and this is, something that I didn't think about before I jumped on live, but a lot of times we are kind of fair weathered entrepreneurs, right? So when I feel really upbeat and when I feel really jazzed up and lit up and excited, then I do all the work. I come to market and I blog or whatever, but then my husband hurts my feelings or I'm worried about the kids or whatever it is, and I stop showing up. I retreat from the conversation, right? And so if you are only showing up when you are extremely excited and enthused, but you're a fair weather entrepreneur, right? You're a fair weathered friend to your market. So we've got to fix that, right? We've got to be consistent. There's some magic in consistency, some real magic in consistency. So it's not consistent to the point of being like boring and predictable. It's consistent in the terms of like, I can count on her. She's showing up for me every day. Like I invite people to the Facebook page because I say, What's there? Daily resources for the woman entrepreneur. It's simple. It's daily resources. Some of them are snarky and some of them are written and some of video and sometimes do audio. I've got a podcast and all that, but it's just daily resources. And so you've got to make sure you're not just planning the work, you're doing the work, but also that you're showing up consistently and not just when you feel like it, right? I don't know who the author is that said, I only write when the muse strikes. Unfortunately for me, the muse strikes every morning at 8 a.m., right? The muse strikes when I sit my butt in the chair and make room to do what I'm supposed to do. A lot of times I don't, just like when I go for a run or even a hike, and I love hiking and I love writing, but it doesn't mean that sometimes I'm human and I sit down at the chair and I feel like I don't have anything to say. It doesn't mean I get up, right? I'm going to sit my butt down. I'm going to make room for the writing. When I don't want to exercise, it doesn't mean I'm not going to exercise. It just means I don't feel like it, but I'm going to grow up. I'm going to be a grown up and I'm going to be like pushed through because I know that I need my actions to align with what I want ultimately, not what I feel in the moment, right? So I'm not led around by my emotions. My emotions, how I feel in that moment, do not dictate whether I show up, how I show up, or anything else, right? Because what dictates my choices is what have I committed to? What's the outcome that I've committed to? All right, that was a little bit of a tangent. Well, welcome to Pippin Church, right? Okay, so another way that we can cost ourselves sales and money in business is we can have very baby-fied expectations of our business, right? And I was this way for many, many years. What I expected of my little home-based business was that it would help make ends meet. It would help me stay home with the kids. Like, it was never like I'd have an international empire, like crazy talk, right? I did eventually in probably 2005 or so. I got a little plaque, which I now can't find, but it said Women Who Wow World Headquarters. And, but I didn't expect it at that time. Not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I expect. I remember my first event, I was shocked that somebody came from Kentucky. I didn't think I knew anyone from Kentucky. So this is before social media. And so what do you expect of your business? If you're not making money, do you really expect to make money? Do you expect people to get excited about what you're selling and to gravitate towards you and want to pay you? Or do you expect it to be hard and long and maybe 10 years later I'll make $10,000, right? Our expectations, we often get what we expect, not just from our bodies and our kids and our husbands or partners, but we get what we expect from our business. And I found a lot of people, they will use their words to proclaim like a great big dream or vision for their business, right? But two things are not aligned with that dream. One is their doing. Their doing is little teeny and sporadic, and their dream is huge. So your doing has to line up with your dream, but also, do you really expect it? Right? We get what we expect. So if you expect sales to be hard, if you expect sales to be inconsistent, if you expect income as an entrepreneur, a lot of people actually believe that a paycheck is more secure than your own business income. And I'm thinking, what in the heck? I pay myself a lot more than anybody else would ever think to pay me, right? And so a lot of times we just expect entrepreneurial income to go up and down. That does not have to happen at all. Right? You design your offers, your all of that. You design that so that in your pricing, your launch schedule, if that's the kind of business you're in, your sales or your marketing, you plan that to make sure that your peaks and valleys are like this and not like this, right? Like, these are things that we're in control of. Side note, this is your business. You're at the helm. You're signing the paychecks. How good are you being to yourself? How much are you demanding of this business? A lot of times we give our business so much and we expect very little. And the same concepts, like, I believe if a principle is true, it's always true. It's true relating to marriage or rearing children or getting your body the way you want it to be. It's true with business. It's true in everywhere it's applied. Okay? And so if you are giving your business a bunch of stuff, money, time, headache, all of that, and you're expecting very little from it, well, don't be surprised if it keeps taking and doesn't give much, right? We've got to expect our business to produce. Why? Because it's a business. That's what a business does. A business creates income, right? definition of business. And so we should fully expect our business to churn our hustle and our message and all of that and turn it into cash or gold, right? Like that's what we should expect. But a lot of times, if you're not making money, you want to look at, what am I really expecting? The truth is, I'm getting what I'm really expecting. So we want to make sure that we are cognizant of that. And then the other thing is, if you are not making money, and there's probably, like, I'm covering maybe 4 or 5, I don't know, but like there's probably a 1,000 ways that we can get in the way of making money for our business. But are you course correcting as necessary, right? Like, that's why I build my business on principles, right? That never change, not on like social media things or what this guru is saying to do or whatever. I never built my business on. I've always built it on principles. And what happens is I have a strong foundation and I can course correct my business, my message, my offers as I stay in conversation with my market. Right? So I'm not like, I'm not going to ever like do some big launch that I've planned out in like behind some curtain somewhere and then go into market. Then I'm so heavily invested, right? Like I do things in conversation with my market. I create programs in conversation with my market. So if you are heavy on the planning and you're super, 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 every I is dotted and every T is crossed, and then you go to market and nobody's buying, I invite you to bring your market into the conversation, right? I consider it a little bit of an act of hubris, to be honest with you, to like think that I'm going to create some amazing program just in my own head, in my office alone, and then the world's going to want to buy it. No, like stay in conversation. I'm hearing what people need and what they want. Side note, what they want is more sales, which is why I am creating the Cash Creation Code. We kick off August 2nd. It is absolutely the least expensive program that I've launched in almost a decade, and I really want you to go to it. It's bmichellepippin.com/cash creation code. I'll put the link in the comments. If you're a Women Who Wow member, you're in already. You don't have to pay anything, although if you want VIP, that is one-on-one access to me. You have an email waiting on you for that. So, but other than that, you don't pay anything. And this program is going to be a game changer. It is going to recode you, your habits, and your day. Because here's the deal. We always want to make big money one day, but I make money every day, right? Because of my habits and because of who I am in the market. And so I want to make sure that everybody who goes to this program is fully equipped to be able to create sales on demand, meaning I want a new swimming pool, I'm going to launch something. Sales on repeat, meaning money that keeps coming in from lifetime people, lifelong clients, and sales on schedule, meaning money that comes in predictably. And when you have the very basic, most simplest principles applied to marketing to get sales on schedule, sales on demand, sales on repeat, your business changes. It changes in a massive way. So if you are interested in that, definitely you can message me. I will hopefully remember to put the comment with the link in there. And if you know friends who should be in this program, it is super affordable, and I want every woman entrepreneur who's serious about making money to join us. It is going to be a 30-day immersion into sales, and it's going to recode who you are when you go to market so that you sell easily and naturally. And I think this tagline for this program is something like 30 days to recode yourself, your habits, and your day for optimal cash creation. And for me, optimum does not mean just the most amount of money. It means the right amount of money, and not just the amount, but the right way, right? Like, we don't want to be miserable. I'm not willing to trade my life for cash. I'm not willing to give up my life to make a living, right? I intend to do it my way, in a way that feels easy and natural for me. And so if that's what you want, then you want to be in this program. It's the Cash Creation Code. Never done anything like this, never done it for this cheap, and I'm very excited about it. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll answer them in tomorrow's live stream. Don't know when that's going to be. I'm flying out to Ohio And but I am going to be answering, doing live streams for the rest of the week. So appreciate you guys being here live. I appreciate whoever's watching the replay, and I would love to hear from you. Message me m.me/womenwhowwow and tell me about your business, what questions you have, what opportunities, what challenges, because I am here to help you make money on your own terms, create wild success on your own terms. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.